Hi, I'm Andrew Holt. Welcome to my podcast series. This is the third podcast. Today I'll be interviewing a very successful lo-fi beats maker from Sydney, my hometown. Welcome to Jake Jurant.
A few moments later.
Hey Andy, how you going, mate?
Hey, g'day, mate.
Finally get down to having a chat.
Yeah, finally.
Been looking forward to it. Yeah, luckily I was able to make some time for today, once I finish some work this afternoon, it's basically like, I told Andy I would set aside some time for him to get rid of that stuff. So thought, let's do this now.
Excellent. Good on you, mate.
I'm ready to be bombarded, my friend. Bombarded.
Okay, let's go. So tell me, how do you remain so confident in yourself? A lot of people such as myself struggle with self-confidence. Tell us your secrets.
Remain so comfortable with myself. That's a loaded question. I guess it's just the way I was always told when I was speaking to somewhat successful people in the music business, like musicians, singers, rappers. I mean, a lot of them just spoke about, consistency within your own attitude. Obviously, you want to have a really good attitude and you don't want to be a showbirdie and stuff, but without the confidence, I don't think, you're going to go far with music anyway, really. So, yeah, I guess, obviously, picking up bolus streams and all the rest of it has helped with my confidence and keeping it there. But, yeah, I think it's more just people like my stuff and, I try hard. So I like listening to my music. So I think if I can like my own music, I feel confident releasing it and things like that. And I guess that's how I stay so confident.
You're on the main platforms like Spotify, obviously, but you also have tunes on Beatport and BeatStars.
Yeah, I have stuff on BeatStars and Beatport. Actually, Beatport was one of probably the first platforms that I was on. And that was purely because when I started releasing, I wanted to, before lo-fi and chill hop, I wanted to do EDM. So most of the releases always go on there anyway. So that was pretty sure that that's where all my music was always going to go. A lot of my music still being released now today goes there, but it's more just a platform for DJs that are playing live events to, buy the full WAVs and the full copies of other producers' music so they can play them, really.
Oh, okay. You've come such a long way on your musical journey, Jake. You're now branching into a wider audience and even helping kids to realize lo-fi beats can be helpful with stress for study, etc.
Yeah, I've been trying to spread out, I guess, the adjacency of what I do with music for a while now. When I first started, it was when I first started early on, it was lyrical. I used to write raps and I used to do rapping. But yeah, I think for, a while then after that, I wanted to just be a producer. Got really into just making beats. But then I thought, I also did some research and found out that the producers don't really get much, especially back when I wanted to start doing it. Producers got more than they do now, to be honest, especially for hip hop. But yeah, I thought there's so many more avenues into it. And especially since I liked engineering and I got really into mixing and mastering, and it ate up a lot of time as well, because you can get really good at beat making, just straight hip hop beats and just smash out beats. But I was just more into just working on music in general, I think.
I see you have a live gig coming up in March. This will be the first time for quite a while, I imagine. Tell me more about it.
Yep, Esoteric Festival. That's going to be absolutely massive, my friend. Can't wait. First major festival we're playing at, so super excited for that. The lineup for that is absolutely jam-packed with some of the most sickest artists I know. I've seen a bunch of them live before, just absolutely mind-blowing entertainers. So yeah, very keen to work with them there. And the guys that put on Esoteric, they're just amazing. They put on shows all around Australia. They do, trance, hardstyle, all the other EDM, dancey types of events. And this is a huge event, already sold out. So absolutely can't wait for that to go down. So yeah, working on my set and doing everything now for that.
Oh, cool. You're getting some insane listens on Spotify, etc. How does that make you feel with all the hard work you've put into your music? Do you feel a sense of validation?
Oh, well, the listeners on Spotify, I mean, I always said when I first started that even if one person or two people like my music and got down to it, I'd be pretty happy. So the fact that, it's come to where it is now and I've got a fair few listeners and a fair few streams. And I just, to be honest, I never thought I would actually get that far that quick. I've got some friends who, are really struggling with music and they've been releasing for a while. And I always tell them the same thing. It's a massive waiting game. It's all about consistency. There's music for everyone out there. If it's terrible, it's terrible. And you'll know you're terrible and people won't ever tell you you're good. But, a lot of people do make good stuff and it's just more about promotion. It's more about getting yourself out there, getting a name for yourself and make sure the music that you make is heard because, you can make you can write the best song ever in history. And if no one ever listens to it and it's never promoted properly, then it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, it just gets lost.
It's just about consistency and about putting itself into a category of, I guess, a musical preference that you can build with a core audience.
Mm.
And it has given me some sort of validation, especially with, I guess, the confidence factor, which is what I was saying before.
When did you first start using that avatar anime type of character to represent your persona? It's really cool.
The artist avatar is actually funny. It started off with a fan art. So someone on Instagram, they messaged me one day, they just DM'd me saying, they uploaded it on their profile, like as a post, and then they sent it to me as a DM, and just saying that they did a fan art for me and that they always listen to my music and they like my song aspects. They listen to it like every day after uni, and then they go home and work. Then they go to work, then they go home, and to blow off steam, they listen to my music. So I was just blown away by that, and it was basically I just couldn't believe it. This person just drew me from my display picture, and it was amazing. It was probably one of the best ones I've still had done today. And after that, I was so hooked. I wanted pictures like that to be all of my custom ones. So I was really into that, and it also fits the lo-fi and chill hop sort of thing with anime and the aesthetic of everything. But I just can't get enough of that character. Some of the artists' renditions are just so cool. So I'll probably always be doing that.
Who's your main inspiration when it comes to being an artist? Who makes you want to try harder?
That's a good question. I guess with inspiration, probably my mom and my brother. They were always really forward thinking with music and always hoping to get me into it. Like my brother was the one who got me my first MPK and got me in, didn't get me into producing, but basically helped solidify me getting really interested in it when I was really young. So I do owe a lot to him. He just thinking about making things that make those two proud is good. Plus my friends, all my friends, everything about music is totally social, and I love all my friends when it comes to music and sharing and making things with them. So a big inspiration is all my producer friends and all of my close other friends that aren't even into music. It's a big thing. So I would have to give my inspiration reference for a lot of people, to be honest, and I'm very grateful to have all those people.
If you could go back to your 18-year-old self, what's one piece of advice? What would it be?
18. It wouldn't be anything to do with music because I'm pretty happy with that. I guess probably start. Actually, no. With music, it would just be start releasing earlier. But I think back then, I don't think getting onto the platforms and getting your music out and heard was as easy as it was. So back then, I had still had friends that were burning CDs and trying to sell them out on the street and stuff like that. Too. So it was a bit different back then as to what it is now. But I would still say release earlier, or at least get prepared for the wave that's going to be coming. That's all digital.
Absolutely.
So if you could have foreseen that and like arranged all of your music releasing strategies with your management, whoever, your distribution. And it was like, okay, we're going to set everything through hard copies until this year. And then we're going to focus on digital releases, even though you didn't know digital copies and digital streaming was going to be so big. It still would have just been absolutely genius and just probably a core piece of advice. Even though streaming doesn't get you much money, I feel like companies that had planned for that and got it down pat, they're still making money off it, no worries. So,
what's your favorite productivity hack that you would like to share with my listeners?
Favorite productivity hack? To be honest, I listen to like just old music that I used to listen to a lot more when I was younger. Like, it's hard, but I'll watch old movies. Like, I always tell people this as well. A lot of people like my song Sydney. And I've got the main melody in there, and it's really nostalgic. And I didn't get that from the movie, but there's a song, the Sandman song by the Charlottes or something like that. It's a really old school song. And there's a one melody in there that I really, really like. So I kind of went to make something like that, something similar. And it just got me so into like wanting to start making a melody right then and there. Just for, I guess, so it worked with inspiration really well. So I do watch a lot of old school movies for that. Nostalgia benefit, and seeing friends is also a massive, like, after I've hung out with people, I usually like come back and just start smashing music, or while I'm out, even I'm just loading up things in my mind that I can use for later. So it's pretty good. They're usually big boosters for me.
At what time of day do you get your best music work done?
Best time of day? Late night.
Me too.
Late night, early morning, by far. Nothing can be better. We're talking 11 p.m. to like 4 a.m. I've definitely made all of my best music in that time, and it makes total sense. They call it time depth or something like that, where basically you don't have enough time during the day, so you make up for it and stay awake way later at night to do the things that you super want to get finished and super interested in. So that's what I always end up doing. No matter what I've done for the day, I always find myself doing some crap on the computer or in the studio for a few hours at night, and then can even be into early morning. And it's super productive, no calls, no texting, no nothing. It is hard because a lot of the people I talk to in music are overseas, so they're up and kicking it anyway. But I guess in my side in Australia, it's not too bad, and I can get a lot of stuff done, especially where I live and all that. It's pretty good.
What's the one question you'd wished I would have asked in this interview?
To be honest, I think all your questions have been really good. I think one other question would be what advice you would give to the next generation of producers, or a younger generation of producers. And that would just be like, work on things that you actually like working on, because the everything in music right now is so condensed, and the music's scene is completely and heavily overly saturated. So no matter what genre, subgenre you're working on, there's always going to be a million producers, a million singers, a million rappers, a million engineers doing the same thing. Yeah. And there's always going to be really good people. So don't focus on, say, one person's told you your song was crap, or two people have told you this, and you haven't had too much luck with this release. Stick to what you like making and what makes you feel good, because there's always going to be a market for it. And it might not even be a niche market. It might be a massive market that you just haven't reached your potential yet. Going back to what I said with, you can write the best song ever, but if no one hears it and it's not promoted right, then it's not going to matter. No one's going to ever know that it even existed. So don't conform to someone else's idea on,
it gets lost.
Perfection when it comes to music, or what others want to hear, because a million people might not like it over there, but a million people might like it over there. So you can never be sure. So just be consistent and always work hard on your promo, because so many young producers just think they can just release, make mediocre, unmixed, unmastered crap, and just they think it's quantity over quality, and it's not. It really isn't. And that's why you see still songs go viral and people still go famous after one song and still make $1 million, because
I've heard a few of them.
The song's good and it catches, and it's one of those, sort of like pop culture ones, then people are always going to like it. They're always going to be there. So
that's it.
Just keep doing your thing and it will work out, because that's definitely what I did. And there was a lot of people that don't like the music I make either. So even now, like if I go to a party, I can't put on the stuff I make unless it's like nighttime or early in the day or something like that. Because, if you go to a party and people are drinking and whatnot, you don't want to listen to lo-fi. So there's a lot of people that don't want to listen to that stuff, and it's very situational. So it depends on where you are, the environment, everything. So you do you, and just be confident with yourself.
You do you. Alrighty then. That's awesome. Thanks very much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. And we'll touch base next time.
All right, my friend. Anyway, that has been amazing. All right. You've been very welcoming, and I'm really glad we got to sit down and finally have a chat together.
Thanks, man.
We've known each other for a long time now, and it's only going to be another set of very long times, and we'll probably be collabing soon as well. And it's just good to see some more Aussie lo-fi guys in the scene as well, taking the initiative to get more word out about musicians and artists, and
that's it.
Just putting everybody on. So appreciate you as well, my friend, and it was really good having a chat.
That's it, broski.
Right. Thanks, buddy. See you later.
No worries. Thanks, mate. Bye. You've been listening to Andrew Holt, the podcast series. Thanks again for joining me. And if you like the podcast, hit the subscribe button right there. Bye.